complaining that the quality of the NBA just isn't what it used to be. No one plays defense, stars are taking nights off, and the biggest issue being that players are shooting far too many threes. So does the NBA truly have a three-point problem? What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today, I saw this video on social media that said, why don't you watch the NBA anymore? This is why. You guys, this is a 2-minute sequence from the NBA Cup game between the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. And you know what? I'm not even gonna give you any more context. Let's just watch it and break it down. So we start off like any regular play, handoff to D'Angelo Russell on the wing for a three. He misses, Lakers get the rebound, pass it back to LeBron, a very long three. Okay, now it's Phoenix's turn. This is the fourth quarter with 11 minutes left. Oh, a pull-up jumper, no passing, no plays, nothing. Pull-up three-pointer with a miss. Lakers get the ball back. Oh, LeBron's gonna do the exact same thing and also miss. Phoenix back with the ball. Let's see if they run some sort of play in this one. Okay, we're driving to the paint. We're kicking out. Bradley Beal on the wing. Let's see. Is he going to drive to the paint? Is he going to shoot? Nope. He's going to come off the screen and shoot another three. As you can see, there's nobody truly in the paint rebounding for any of these plays. Here's LeBron. Is he going to pull up? Is he going to take it in? Oh, D'Angelo Russell with our first shot. That is not a three-pointer, but he misses. Phoenix back with the ball to the corner, swing pass, kick, another three-point attempt. Lakers back with the ball, LeBron playing point. Let's see if they run some sort of play. High screen. Oh, he's getting double teamed. Kick. Oh, looks like another three from the corner, and this one's an air ball. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so it just keeps going. Like, no one has made a shot yet, and we are almost in a 2-minute sequence. Then Brad Beal is going to lose the ball out of bounds. Goes back to the Lakers. And let's see what they decide to do. D'Angelo Russell is going to take the ball up this time. He's going to maybe go off the high screen. No, LeBron's going to take the high screen to Jackson Hayes. Oh, he's going to kick out to the corner. Another three and a miss. But he gets the rebound. Do we think they're going to run a play? No. They're going to kick it out to another three. You would think that it was like the last 10 seconds of the game and both of these teams needed a three-pointer to win the game. It is 101-78 with, when we started this video, 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was awful. There was no defense. It seemed like they were, like, that felt to me like a similar energy to an all-star game. And you guys, this is the NBA Cup. They are playing for $500,000 in the NBA Cup. Somebody said NBA is hard to watch. The fundamentals are gone. It's basically the &1 tour with more rules. Somebody else said this is LA Fitness at 6:45 p.m. The other thing that bothers me about this clip is that the Lakers are still the team that is getting the most televised games, still getting the most publicity, and they're not even one of the top teams in the NBA. They have started off this season actually worse than they started off last season, because if you guys remember, last year they did win the in-season tournament and they are already kicked out of the NBA Cup. So the fact that this is the kind of basketball with a brand new coach in JJ Redick, and this is the kind of offensive and defensive schemes that this team is running and the kind of publicity that they get, it just, like, this 2 minutes was not a good look for the NBA. And as you can imagine, this clip is going viral at the moment. So with that, you guys, there has been a lot of talk around the amount of three-pointers being attempted during these NBA games. And a lot of fans are saying that the game has become one-dimensional. It's not as exciting to watch anymore. No one just wants to see you pass around the ball and chuck threes. So I wanted to dive a little bit more into the actual numbers and statistics on what currently is going on with the NBA, and most specifically around the number of three-point attempts. So if we look at the players with the highest three-point attempts so far this season, LaMelo Ball is leading, averaging 13 3-point attempts per game. Second is Anthony Edwards. He is averaging nearly 11 3-point attempts. Then Brandon Miller, Jason Tatum, Tyler Hero, Luka, Steph Curry with 9.7 3-point attempts. However, I will say that Steph Curry still has one of the highest 3-point percentages. He is shooting 43.4% from 3, and that is the highest in the top 25 players that I'm seeing here. Now, on the season, the Celtics as a team are leading the league. They have shot over 1,000 threes in just 20 games played. So what's the math on that? It's 50, right? 50 3-pointers attempted per game. That is crazy, you guys. What's also crazy is the construction that they're doing, and it's literally ruining my life. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So fans are assuming that because teams and players are putting up so many more 3-pointers, then obviously the score in these NBA games should be higher because of the volume of 3-point shooting, right? That is the math. That is how it should be. Well, if you look into the teams that have averaged the highest amount of points throughout the years, in the 1981-1982 season, the Denver Nuggets averaged 126.5 points per game. The only current team that has cracked the top 10 are the Pacers from last season, and the Cavs are currently sitting at 11. The Cavs from this season averaging 122 points per game. So if you do the math, the sheer volume of 3-pointers that you take isn't necessarily equating to teams scoring an abundant amount of points. And the thing that I find crazy about these numbers here is that the defense has significantly decreased in current times than the kind of defense that was played in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 60s, for God's sake, when they didn't even have a 3-point line and they were putting up 125 points per game. Like, these statistics, if you look at all the teams here, how many points they were scoring, what year they were scoring it, it seems like in today's era of less defense, less physicality, because the rules are shaped to where the players have to be less physical, and the sheer volume of 3-pointers being put up, the current team should be blowing these stats out of the water. No? So then it made me think, if these teams aren't scoring a significant amount more, are 3-point attempts and 3-point makes actually helping the players overall to become better players? So if we look at the current Kia MVP ladder, we have Nikola Jokic at the top, which he's averaging a triple-double at the moment. He is doing Joker things for a guy who doesn't seem like he even cares about the NBA, he cares more about his horses. He is a damn good basketball player. He is sitting at the top. Then we have Jason Tatum at 2, Anthony Davis at 3, and Giannis at 4, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 5. So I wanted to look up how many 3-pointers these players in particular were attempting. So Nikola Jokic attempts 4 3-pointers per game. Jason Tatum, who is one of the highest volume shooters, he averages 10 attempts per game. He's sitting second on MVP ladder. But let's go to Anthony Davis. He is only averaging 2 3-point attempts. Giannis is averaging less than 1 3-point attempts. And at number 5, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. However, even though he is a guard, he is not even in the top 25 in the NBA in 3-point attempts. So does shooting a higher volume of 3 automatically make you a better player? Does it automatically make you a better player for your team? The verdict is still out on that. We don't know if that is truly translating to the success of teams and to the success of players. I've talked about this in a couple other videos on my channel, why NBA ratings might be down, what is truly going on in the NBA. But from this excessive 3-point shooting that is happening currently in the NBA, with this certain element, a lot of fans and media personalities are calling for rule changes in the NBA. We have seen the NBA change its rules for decades. There was a time that the NBA did not have a 3-point line. There was a time that 3 seconds in the paint, like, you could just camp out in the paint, do whatever you want. There was a time that there wasn't a shot clock. There was a time that you could hand check players when you were playing defense. There are so many rules that have been changed over the years, and it seems like the most recent rule changes have been in favor of the offense, letting these stars thrive on offense and setting it up so there's not as much physicality as we saw in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. But now a lot of people are calling for rule changes to slow down this insane offense slash lack of defense that we're seeing. So you're seeing some people say bring back some sort of physicality in the NBA when it comes to defense. Other people are calling for a number of three-pointers that a team can shoot per game, like capping out the number of three-point attempts that you get, whether you make them or miss them. So say every team only gets 20 to 25 three-point attempts. A team like Boston would have to be way more selective. If they're putting up 50 three-pointers per game, they would have to be much more selective with what three-pointers they really valued. And I don't know what the answer is to something like this, because like I've said in previous videos, I think a lot of this comes down to the will and the fight of the players and them truly seeming like they don't have the kind of love for the game, the kind of love for competition like players did in the past. And I don't know if it's because they are making an absurd amount of money now and they just don't innately have the kind of fire like players like Kobe, like AI, like MJ had. Like every time they stepped on the court, they had this killer instinct mentality. They wanted to play defense. They wanted to play offense. They wanted to practice. They wanted to do, well, Allen Iverson didn't want to practice, but they wanted to hone their craft and get better at their game. And that seems like the kind of mentality that they had. I don't know if today's era, there's just too many games and players just can't get themselves excited and amped up for every single game. I don't know the solution. I don't know how a rule change would change something like this and maybe make the product of the NBA better. You guys definitely let me know in the comments below if there is a certain rule change that you think could make the product better. You guys let me know what you think. Of course, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Click that little subscribe button because we upload new videos every single week. And with that, you guys, I'll see you next time. Uiana.